Hey everybody, we are checking out these 4 budget rifles. You can see them here. CVA Cascade, Savage 110 Trail Hunter, Ruger American Gen 2, Weatherby Vanguard. We followed the process, the break-in process for these guns. Keep in mind that, woo, I almost tipped them over. Keep in mind that the break-in process on their websites vary greatly. Some don't say anything. Some say, we kind of recommend this. So we tried to follow that the best we could, the break-in process. So we've shot these guns quite a bit. We then came up with a rating system, and keeping in mind that we don't think all things are equal, but we rated these guns in 6 categories, giving the highest weighting to accuracy. You can put up with a few things if you've got an accurate gun. We shot 4 different loads out of each gun. Then we came up with the one we felt like was the most accurate. That's the one we're shooting today. That's the one we'll do the final accuracy rating on. We then filled out the rating for each gun, for each category. I'm going to do this live here. You'll see me fill out the rating so you can see what ratings we gave in those 6 categories, and I'll explain the 6 categories. And then it also acts as a review for each gun. While this is a comparison of these guns, you could also then use this as a review for each one of the guns. All of these guns are in the under $600 range, and all of the scopes are between $500 and $900. So that's kind of the range that we're in. So all these setups would be under that $1,000 mark primarily. So with that said, let's get after it. We'll actually film taking some shots, show you the target, and then fill out the rating system for each gun on those 6 categories. Let's go. Hey guys, first up is the Ruger American. We're gonna shoot a 4-shot group with this. On each one, it's important to note that we're chronographing it as well. So if we have one weird flyer, we'll look at the chronograph and say, well, that might have been a bullet issue. We're shooting this this Ruger American Gen 2 with 178 grain ELDX Precision Hunters. So we're gonna do a 4-shot group with that load. As soon as I get on the target here, we'll go. Loosen that up a bit. There we go. Upper left-hand target. That's weird. Didn't feed. That magazine sometimes just doesn't snap into there. Almost touching. Good pattern so far. Okay guys, I'll show you that pattern in a minute, but that's definitely under 1 MOA group. That's about from judging from here, 0.6, 0.7 MOA group at 100 yards. That's great. The chronograph shows average of 25.17, max 25.30, so really good spread. Really accurate with those bullets out of that gun. That's a very accurate gun. Very happy with it. So guys, let me go through the rating on this gun. The first category was the stock. I like it. It's got a good swell. It's got a good forehand grip that's narrowed down. Feels cool, looks good. At a 0 to 7 in this category, I'm giving it a 5. Features of this gun, 0 to 7, I'm giving it a 6. The main reason is it comes with a muzzle brake, which is awesome. Comes with a detachable magazine, which is, I like that feature. Comes with an adjustable stock, so I think features overall. Does it work? 0 to 10, meaning does it just work easy? I'm going to give this thing a 6, knocking it down a little bit because that magazine is a little bit difficult. You got to push it forward to get it out, which is not intuitive. You'd think you'd pull it back to get the magazine out. and then you got to really push it in there hard. It does have some other, you know, things that work great, but loading is a little difficult. The magazine's a little difficult. I'm giving it a 6. The company, easy to get a hold of. 0 to 7, I'm giving them a 6. A good company. Ruger's been around forever. The trigger, a rating of 0 to 7 on the trigger, I'm giving it a 4. The reason is it's got this center pull up. You'd think that would be now go time. There's still some more pull up to go, so I think it's a little bit wonky, a little bit hard from the factory, about 4 pounds. So I was always saying, is it going to go? Is it going to go? So I'm giving it a 4. Accuracy, definitely a 9 out of 10 on that. Thing's really accurate. You'll see in the wrap-up video, but it shot a great pattern. So overall, 5, 6, 6, 6, 4, and a 9. So what's that score? We'll add the totals up later, but so far there's the rating for that Ruger American Gen 2. 5, 6, 6, 6, 4, and a 9. Let's move on to the next gun. Okay, next up, guys, is this CVA Cascade in a 6.5 Creedmoor. I've had great luck with this gun. I'm excited to shoot it. It shot really good patterns in the past. We'll see if we can continue along that same line with these 143 grain ELDXs. Boy, that trigger's amazing. Inch to the left of there. Right between the two. Right in there. That's a 1 MOA group out of the CVA Cascade with 143 gain Precision Hunter ELDXs. You notice I'm just ejecting those. I'm ejecting them into my box over here because I keep all my brass. But I'm just trying to work it so you can see how the action works and how it feeds. So, how would I rate that gun? CVA Cascade stock of a scale of 0 to 5. I'm giving 0 to 7. I'm giving that thing a 6. I really like the stock on this. It just has a really good feel to it. I think the comb could be a little bit higher, but overall pretty good. I like how they've cut these serrations into this area and the forehand, so it's really grippy. But it's nice, kind of semi-rubbery feel. Your hand fits in there good, so I'm giving the stock a 6. Features, I'm giving this gun a 6 also on features. It does have a threaded barrel, but no muzzle brake that comes on it. It does have 2 studs, so you can hook a bipod and a sling onto there. So that's kind of a nice feature. It's got a really nice big trigger guard, which I like. It's easy to get your hand into. So, and it's got a really nice deep Cerakoting on the barrel and the action. That's super durable. And it looks really good, so I'm giving it a 6. Does it work? I'm giving that thing a 9 out of 10 on does it work. The magazine is fantastic. It's easy to load, it's easy to put in, and it just feeds really well every time. Never had a feed issue. Works great. On the company, I'm giving it a 5. A little bit hard to get a hold of BPI, but not bad. I've had some couple of interactions with them, so I'm giving it a 5 out of 7. The trigger, 0 to 7, I'm giving it a 6. I love the trigger on this thing. It's nearly perfect. There's no creep. It's about 2.5 pounds from the factory, and it just goes, and you're surprised every time, so I'm giving it a 6. And then accuracy, I'm also giving this a 9. Today I shot a 1 MOA group, but it consistently does that. With about every ammo you throw in it. So I'm giving it a 9. So the, if you can see it, the CVA Cascade, I put on the wrong damn line. Should have been down a line. But the CVA Cascade, a 6 for the stock, a 6 for features, a 9 for does it work, a 5 for the company, a 6 for the trigger, and a 9 for accuracy. So a really good score, probably the high so far. I've got another piece of paper. I'll get that filled out right so you can see it. But the CVA Cascade, really good score, really good gun. Highly recommend it. Up next, the Savage 110 Trail Hunter. We're shooting Barnes 150 grain TTSX boat tails out of this. We found that that shoots about the best out of this gun. So let's give it a whirl. Bottom left target. Looked good. Fed good, that bullet. Oh, about the same hole. Very good. Ah, right in there, almost the same hole again. I think that's slightly over an MOA group. We'll have to go measure it, but that's good. That shot really, really well. Pretty happy with that. So let's go over this Ruger, this Savage 110 Trail Hunter. For stock, I gave it a 6 out of 7. I actually like the stock. A lot of people think these Hogue stocks are just boxy and nuts, but I like them. They've got a really rubbery feel. My hand fits on it well. It's got a good grip on the front and back here, similar to the CVA. So I liked it. I gave it a 6 on the stock. The features of this gun, it does have a threaded muzzle. It's got a really nice texture, heavy bluing on the barrel. The safety works really, really well. It's a little bit wonky on releasing the magazine. That's weird. Pull the trigger and push the button down. That's a little odd. But overall on features, I gave it a 6. Does it work on a scale of 0 to 10? I'm giving it a 6, and I think that's a little generous. You saw I had a feed issue. The magazine's not fantastic. You've got to really pop it in there to get it to go. It feeds pretty well, but occasionally you'll have got to push it and kind of push it again. It does work, but in a pressure-packed hunting situation, you might have a mistake, which would be tough. So I'm marking it down a little bit there. The company, they're easy to get a hold of and responsive. So 0 to 7, I'm giving them a 6. The trigger, it felt better than the Ruger American trigger. It's got this center pull up and then it goes, but once you pull it up, it's all go from there. I was surprised every time it went off, which is a good thing. So 0 to 7 on the trigger, I'm giving it a 5. A little bit better than the Ruger American, but not as good as that CVA. Accuracy, I've had 2-inch groups with some ammo, and I've had half-inch group with some ammo. This ammo I felt was the best overall, and I shot about a 1 MOA group today. So on accuracy, I'm giving it an 8. That's a good score on accuracy for that gun. So overall, that's what we're talking about with that Savage Trail Hunter. 6 on the stock, 6 on features, a 6 out of 10 on does it work. The company, a 6 out of 7. The trigger, a 5 out of 7, and accuracy, a 8 out of 10. So overall, pretty good score. All right, next up is the Weatherby Vanguard. Let's get after it. Okay, guys, Weatherby Vanguard in a 6.5 Creedmoor. And again, I'm shooting the Precision Hunter 143 grain ELDXs. So let's see how it performs on accuracy, and then I'll give you a rundown of everything else. Looks good. right next to the other one. So a little over an inch is the max spread right now. And right her in there again. So looks like maybe a little bit over a 1 MOA group on that. So let's go over it and give it some scores. So the Weatherby Vanguard on the stock, yeah, 0 to 7. I'm giving this a 4. It feels the least expensive of all of them. The grip here is pretty good, but my hand doesn't fit as good on this one as it does some. Personal preference. It does have a really high comb, which I personally like. I think that feels pretty good. But overall in the stock, I'm knocking it down a little bit just for the cheapness factor and the hardness of that butt plate. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 7 on the stock. For the features, it's got a threaded barrel. It does have just 2 lugs, which is fine. It's got a nice big box on the trigger guard. The safety is a little hard to use. It's a big old button, and the release of the bolt is a little bit hard too. So on features, I'm giving it a 5 out of 7. So knocked it down a little bit more than the others. Does it work? I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It does just work. It's easy to load in that top box. The floor plate drops out easy. It feeds good every time. I've never had a misfeed or a problem feeding. So it does seem to just work. So I'm giving it 8 out of 10 on that. That's the second highest score so far. The company, Weatherby, they readily publish their information on the website. Easy to call them in the US. Great to get a hold of. I'm giving them a 7 on that, the highest score. So great job, Weatherby. Thank you for being responsive. On the trigger, I think it's got a really pretty dang good trigger. There's a little bit of creep up on the fire, but then it just goes. It surprised me every time. 0 to 7 on the trigger, I'm giving it a 6. And then accuracy, you can see that it shot over a 1 MOA group, maybe 1 1/4 inch. We'll validate that, but I'm giving it a 7 on accuracy. So there you go. There's the scores on the Weatherby Vanguard. 4, 5, 8, 7, 6, and 7. And then I'll add these totals up when I bring the box down here and we look at the pattern. So there you have it so far. Let's go summarize with that box down here, and you can see the actual targets and how each gun performed. Hey guys, here we go. Here's the summary. Ruger American Gen 2 0.71 inch group, CVA Cascade 1 MOA exactly group, Savage 110 Trail Hunter 0.8 today. Look at those. And three of them almost in the same hole with just 1 flyer. Weatherby Vanguard 1.8 inch group, so almost a 2 inch group. Interestingly enough, some of these are the best group they've ever shot. I think that's attributed to the break-in process I went through and the extensive amount of shooting and then picking the right ammo. I shot crappy groups with some of these guns, with the Savage particularly and the Weatherby, and I've shot fantastic groups. It depends on the ammo. Consider that. You've got to shoot a few different ammos to evaluate your gun and get the right one that's going to work for you. So here's my overall rating. A 36 out of 48 on the Ruger American, a 37 out of 48 on the Trail Hunter, the Savage Trail Hunter, a 41 out of 48 on the CVA Cascade, the winner overall, and then on that Weatherby Vanguard, a 37 out of 48. So, gosh, I'm surprised these groups are all so close. What really made each one of them shine, the Ruger American, is it'll shoot any ammo out there, and it's pretty dang accurate all the time. And it comes with a muzzle brake. The Savage 110, I got a great group. I finally got the right ammo and shot a great group. It's a little more finicky on ammo, but I shot a great group with it. That's where it shines. The CVA Cascade, it'll shoot any ammo, and it's very accurate. Love the stock, love the barrel, love the look, love the feel. Overall, that's my #1 pick. And then the Weatherby Vanguard, that thing just works. I was expecting a lower score than that, but that Weatherby Vanguard is a fine gun. So I think the summary of this is, man, for $1,000 you can get a pretty dang good rifle that's gonna pretty much shoot an MOA group if you pick the right ammo, you really dial it in, you spend some time breaking it in. They seem to get better over time, And there's a lot of good options out there in this budget category. So hopefully that summarizes how I feel about each one of these guns, and then gives the overall winner. I think it's that CVA Cascade. Although today I didn't shoot the best group with it, it has consistently shot the best groups, and I just love all the features and how well it just works. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed it. All great guns. I really highly recommend #1 that CVA Cascade, but I'd buy any of them and hunt with any of them. They're all great guns.